海賊王になる男が
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track, never whack, bringing it back, and we are back with Strawhat Sitdown episode. Fuck. Yo, I've been doing so good too, bro.
It's because you were off last week, bro.
Yeah, bro. 132.
You're still, yeah, you're not 100% yet. It's cool.
Unfortunate. We were here with episode 132 of the Strawhat Sitdown. Let's get it, baby. Better late than never. Better late than never. Yeah. I am here with the gang as usual. Not as usual. I guess I'll get it out the way now. We have kind of special, not special guest. That boy D3 back in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's good, bro? I'm the most consistent, inconsistent crewmate we got. Let's go.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Nice to have you again, brother.
It's funny that it's between him and Blackhawk, and it would be the Sanji and Zoro of the group. So you get fighting for true to nature. True to nature.
Stay woke. Yeah, definitely welcome. Big welcomes to D3. Nice to have you. Mod, I'm sorry you're not first this week, but you are here in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's good, y'all? You know, we out here live, and you know, thanks to Mister, I'm back with the Gear 5 logo. Let's go.
There you go.
You know, I'm so hyped by it, but shout outs to D3 for being here. And yeah, I can't wait to talk about this chapter because a lot of stuff has happened, and I wasn't around to really dive into it like that. So let's go.
Yeah, no, this chapter was absolutely peak. I'm very excited to talk about it as well. Yeah. Mr. G in the building. What's going on, my brother? I see you got the fan letter in the background today, showing love.
Yes, I did. I want to shout out. I forgot her name. Ishitani, I think.
Is it
Ishitani?
Ishitani.
Yeah. She directed the fan letter that came out this past weekend. It's like a short film, 24 minutes. Absolutely beautiful. It was to the Straw Hats. And like it's from the perspective of this little girl during Subodi when the Straw Hats returned after their 2-year break. So it was awesome. I cried. That shit hit me. So definitely, if you haven't watched it, definitely check it out. I highly recommend.
All right. Definitely was a very good watch. I would also highly recommend as well. Very fun, very wholesome.
Yeah,
I thought it would be. I actually think on a lot of the anime sites, the ratings are like topping the charts right now.
Yeah,
it's one of the
highest
like
rated
One Piece episodes of all time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Definitely sick stuff. Yeah. All right. We already mentioned D3, so that leaves last but not least that boy Wyatt's in the building. What's going on?
I thought she was about to skip me for real.
No, I wouldn't do you like that.
I was looking like, wait a minute. Oh no.
I wouldn't do you like that, man.
God, I mean, I think you did it once, and then Watt was like, "Yo," but it's all good. Sorry.
Or call me out and shit like I did.
No, my bad. I'm lit, man. I'm lit. D3's back. You know, we have the whole crew. I know it's also like a late night episode. You know, shout out to Ma. I didn't even have a weekend. You know, like I'm glad everyone's here. You know, I appreciate all you guys. And yo, peak chapter, like 20 years in the making. You know, so I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, definitely gonna be peak stuff. This is one of those chapters that definitely had the visible pop-offs, a couple of moments. We're finally here, years in the making. We are finally in the land of legends itself. Yeah, I just want to get into it. Can we let's just do it.
Go for it.
Pardon me, fellas. I'm slightly under the weather, so I might not have as much energy as I normally do, but I'm gonna try and get through this as best as I can. Yeah, let's do it.
I got the ad-libs.
I appreciate you, bro. You the goat. Chapter 1130, The Accursed Prince. We continue the cover story. I don't think we had a break last week because it was a color spread, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
Or 2 weeks ago. Or was it 2 weeks ago?
Last week was we saw Otama training.
Okay, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
So
yeah, well, this one we see them sleeping, I guess, after all their art training, and we see a shadowy figure stealing a sword. I don't know if this sword is of something in particular.
So that sword is the one that was given to Yamato in the beginning of this cover spread of this journey.
The gold. Yasue sword, if I recall. No.
Yeah.
the guy that gave his life in Wano
Yeah.
to pick the plan.
R.I.P.
Yeah, she literally sold the whole plan just now.
Yeah. So that sword is being stolen by whoever is kidnapping people, most likely.
Probably.
And I think last week you had said you think Otama would join Yamato, and looks like you were correct. You call that, so that was a nice pickup right there.
Thank you. Yeah, I think she definitely is gonna help out, and I definitely think she, with her return her devil fruit, and we also get to see maybe she do something with her new Konoichi skills. So I'm interested to see what she does.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see. Still no real clues on who this mysterious figure is that's stealing stuff, but I feel like
any guesses yet?
Absolutely not one. Not
No
a single
clue.
one.
Yeah.
No idea.
Like we're all stumped. You know what's funny when the whole cake cover story happened, and those shadowy figures were there. We had all the guesses in the world as to who it could be, but here we're just so stumped. Like,
there's only so many characters, right?
Like,
yeah, I'm really not. I really have no clue. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I could see. You think maybe one of them wakes up here and catches him in the act?
That'd be interesting.
I'm gonna go on the limb and say no.
That's
but
fair.
They'll wake up to the sword missing, but not actually catch him. And but here's the thing. I think we're so stumped because we think it has to be someone from Wano, but with the president set that like even someone like what's his name, Green Bull, was able to infiltrate Wano. I feel like that makes it so that the danger is that someone that isn't from Wano might be here.
That's a good point.
It's definitely possible.
So if that is expanded into the mind, then does anything come at that point?
Hell no, bro.
It's a Roki, bro. This is time. It's been gone too long.
Orochi,
Orogi, bro. The supernova.
Rouge.
Rouge. Yeah.
Bro, you mix this shit out of me.
Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Like,
I'm illiterate. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Yeah. If that's how this thing comes back, we know what I'm fighting, man.
Oh, Rouge. Interesting.
That would be that would be interesting.
Because I feel like the reason why is because Luffy left the land of Wano basically up to her as like part of the main protection and Momonosuke and stuff like that. So it would be interesting if this villain was another person that was an infiltrator of Wano.
Yeah.
Genuine heart read guess. Someone from the Big Mom Pirates.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
If you want my actual guess.
I'll fuck with that.
Interesting. The only reason why I have a feeling that it's someone we know and that they're setting up something for them is because like why wouldn't they attack them right now? Or like, you know what I mean? Like if it was something malicious, then they'd be caught right now. Like so I have a feeling that it might not be like I think Callie had said it earlier in a few episodes before, like that it might be someone like getting them ready to, for them to leave or whatever.
Oh, like a test. Wow, that's a really good guess, actually.
But we'll see. I mean,
like Kinemon setting it up because he's the one who told her about it.
Yeah.
And also, it's like he picked up the one thing that she's supposed to protect. So
exactly.
It's an amazing guess. Wow, you guys are on the ball today about the cover story. Let's go, man.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get this deep about it, but it'd be like that.
It's the late night Strawhat Sitdown, man. We go have a theory about everything.
Yeah. All right, we need some more info. We'll see what happens. Let's go into the actual chapter. We start out where we are back on the new giant pirate ship.
Old
giant pirate ship, pardon. Where we have Frankie declare that they are done searching and they decided to just head to Elbaf. I want to say that I definitely called this completely wrong. Because I remember a few episodes ago, I was like, I don't think that the other crew is on Elbaf because I figured that the crew that wasn't there would just be out searching if they didn't have some means to communicate or let them know. But I forgot that this is the Strawhat Pirates and they're the fucking goats and they have the absolute faith in each other.
Yes,
so they just said, "Fuck it, we gonna meet them there. They'll get there." And yeah, just like that, the crew is back on sail to Elbaf. Half of the crew anyway.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like that. Like Jinbei shows off like he has like the network of sharks. Like they were really using all their resources to find them, but you know, it's a waste of time.
They even exhausted their food supplies.
Yeah.
So they must have spent a good amount of time looking. So yeah, they actually tried a little bit. But yeah, that's too much. There's too much faith. They had the goats with them, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Also, that like the ending, like for some reason, because I love Lord of the Rings, when they says that seals it, steer us back to the Elbaf, boys. Like kind of reminded me like when the orcs were talking, like when they were about to eat and they were like meat's out for dinner, boys, like type of shit. So like like everyone's like ready to like roar and like get going.
Yeah,
so I thought it was pretty
I've
cool.
never seen Lord of the Rings, so that just went completely over my head. But I hear you though.
You deeply hurt me, bro. That's my feelings so hard.
If it makes you feel better, I ain't seen it either. I just watched The Hobbit like last week. I'm just starting it.
The Hobbit's a sick book, but I only watched the movie one of Lord of the Rings. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh god, you guys really hurting me right now, bro.
Oh man, Harry Potter or Star Wars either.
I did watch Lord of the Rings, but it's been so long that my memory's hazy.
Hey, no, that's fine. I'm a nerd. Like every year they've been having it at Radio City. With you get to watch the movie with the live orchestra playing the music
to
the
cool.
movie.
That's mad cool.
Yeah, so like I've been extra into it lately. So
yeah,
it's definitely
but Mr. Me and you are the older ones of
yeah, we are.
So we're the millennial. This was out during our millennial kid years. Like.
Yeah, y'all know Frankie Jinbei part right now. Y'all these guys.
I'm definitely on this boat right now. That's me, Jinbei, bro. Like,
that's funny.
Man.
Yeah, so the Giants are headed to Elbaf, and we go to the rest of the crew who escaped from the castle dome area, and are now in a snowscape. And as we zoom out, we pan out, we see that this castle is on a lone structure atop, I guess, a mountain surrounded by a forest of trees and mountains, large and wide, and yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah,
it's huge.
It's big compared to them. Yeah, for sure.
I think when I saw this, I thought this was the peak of Elbaf. I guess I could have looked closer and seen that there's still a mountain going above the clouds. But when I looked at this for the first time, I thought that like this is like the highest point of Elbaf, and I thought the bridge going up was going to a sky island, and I thought it reminded me of when they go to Skypiea and they use a knock-up stream. They talk about how most people use another entrance to get up to Sky Islands, and I thought this might have been it, but no, this is just like layer 1 of Elbaf.
Yeah,
shit is nuts.
So I don't think that's a mountain that it's going up to. I think it's actually the big tree that.
Oh yeah, it's not even clouds. It's the foliage.
Yggdrasil.
Yes.
Yeah, Yggdrasil. So it's going there. So
yes, exactly.
I think it's pretty cool that we get to see that. We get a little glimpse of what Elbaf looks like, and it's kind of like.
At this point, when I was reading it, I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at.
I think this panel is designed to break our ankles, honestly.
Right, no, exactly, 100%. And I think that definitely adds to the reveal at the end of the chapter, seeing everything in perspective.
Especially with Nami's response when she sees it like this, like it's so big, like that's what I think Oda's definitely trying to show it to us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually a big compliment I have for this entire chapter, is that Oda's depiction of the scale throughout the whole chapter is nuts. His art in this chapter is one of his best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Definitely good stuff. So they've escaped out of the dome from last chapter. They are in this vast snowscape. Coming down the bridge, though, they see 2 giants, and they decide to hide.
Yeah, one of them is Callie's favorite now.
I'm confused.
That's
crazy.
Flip the page, boss. You'll know why.
Gerd and Goldberg. I'm still confused. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Did Discord stream freeze, or is that just me?
Yeah, I don't see nothing. I don't see it. It's
Is it frozen for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe refresh or something.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom.
You don't see the baddie, bro?
It's
Am I mistaken? Is my Kelly Mac radar off?
She's a little too tall for my taste. I don't like them taller than me, bro. I'm already 6'3",
Damn.
Oh, that's a hard task, honestly.
bro. See, like if you're taller than me,
Captain,
bro,
though.
you don't need to be dating me. You need to go play for the Timberwolves or something.
Yeah,
bro.
No,
Like,
bro,
the links needed
nah.
you, yeah.
Nah, Kyle, you got to plan ahead though. Get with her and then put her in the league and the kid in the league. Like,
yo,
come on,
shit.
too bad.
You know what's funny? I keep forgetting. You keep forgetting that because when you see these characters, you're going to forget that they're actually giants. Because like the way this frame looks, they look like they could be just like
Regular
average
characters.
sized people walking, but these are actually giants.
Mhm.
That is actually a huge owl, not a small owl. You know?
All right, well, you know what? I'll take up the mantle. I'll take up the mantle, bro. Send her my way.
Yeah, no qualms.
The job's got to be
here.
done.
Bruh, you know what's funny of D3? That reminds me, there's this meme of like someone they took photos of Odin and his wife, and then Whitebeard and
Luffy?
yes,
Right?
yeah, and then like all the giant characters were like smaller, and they're like, how? They said, how is this possible? Like.
Otis said they make it work, bro. There's some magic. But yeah, let's keep it going. My bad, Kyle.
No, that's all
I
good.
thought she was one of yours, man.
That's all good. It's all good.
God, fucking kill me, man.
We get introduced to two of the new giant pirates, a doctor and a cook, Gerd and Goldberg. One of them asks, why did Hydrogen have to bring that weirdo onto the crew? The other one says because they're a good navigator, or he's a good navigator. That's because he's a good navigator. This guy has a lisp like shit. This guy's lisp is crazy, yo. Let me get an interesting piece of information here where the lady says that she hates whoever this person is they're talking about, and that Loki is not the shame of Elbaf. It is him, referring to whoever they're talking about. This is the first reference to Loki we get in this chapter. We knew he was coming at some point during this arc. This is the first reference we get to him, and he's called the Shame of Elbaf. We get a little bit more later in the chapter, but I thought that was interesting to read upon like the first read. Gerd then says that
Oh wait, hold up. Sorry, Kelly. Before we continue, so we know that who they're talking about, right? Like they're talking about
Goldberg says the name Roto.
Roto, yeah. They're talking
And
about the dude that this fake sun god right now that had the Straw Hats captured.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm not gonna lie. I did not put two and two together.
Yeah, that's why she talks about how like how they saw his crow carrying a little boat.
Yeah, that's what I was about to. Yeah, but I didn't realize that. I seen that panel. I didn't realize that that's who they were talking about. But yeah, I guess I should have caught it because looking at it now, it makes sense.
Yeah, so he's a big weirdo, even amongst the own crew of the new giant pirates.
Yeah,
and I thought it was interesting when they mentioned the Shame of Elbaf. Like at first I thought maybe that was a title, and that maybe like it could have been Loki, or like Loki was a title, and like whoever was the Shame of Elbaf at the time would be Loki at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now I'm not sure. So like, but Roto's still a bad dude from what she's saying. So I thought that was definitely interesting.
Yeah, he seemed like a prick. And his dialogue, like the things he thought to himself about the crew and stuff, he just seemed like a piece of shit. So I'm not. It's like he's already a freak. He's already doing some weirdo shit. So I'm not surprised his crew doesn't mess with him. I'm just surprised to hear that like it seems like he's a newer addition.
Because he's a good navigator, so sucks whoever gets him on the draft.
Oh my god, if it's me, bro, they're gonna play Not Like Us around it, bro.
Hey,
that's funny.
the shame of Elbaf though, that seems like that's kind of mythology accurate in a way, because it's like Loki was kind of like in some cases like the shame of Asgard. So I see where the inspiration is coming from.
Yeah, we get into it a little bit more later. So yeah, these two are going to check on Roto, whose name I now know. Because the girl's owl saw Roto's crow carrying a boat in his mouth, the boat being the Strawhat ship. The Strawhats see the giants and immediately start freaking out. Usopp starts crying, Sanji starts fanboying, Luffy just wants to say hi. Nami, with the only sense, recognizes that they said that they're trying to catch intruders, and they all manage to hide before the two giants notice they're there. The two giants continue into Roto's castle, and Luffy and the gang proceed across the giant bridge. This panel of Luffy is mad hard, by the way.
Oh
yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
This is definitely what I meant when I like the paneling and like just the choosing what perspectives and scenes to choose, where to draw them, like class choices from Oda. This perspective is fire.
Like,
someone made a wallpaper one for this, so this is beautiful.
Like thematically, looking at like how the chapters like are drawn, it reminds me a lot like older One Piece.
Yeah,
it's like really like setting the tone. It feels super.
This whole arc has been feeling that. Yeah.
I think the smaller scale is the biggest part. Wow, that's funny. Yeah, ironically, because it's huge, but like the focusing on less characters is like, and obviously like like the 6 first Straw Hats feels nostalgic.
It really feels nice.
And also, it's like one of the ones where we like have no direction, right? All the other arcs, quickly we feel like we have some sort of directive, or we're going there with a plan in mind, save Sanji, like liberate Wano, etc. But now,
some crisis.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, Egghead, started similar. This one especially really feels the way like we're just doing whatever. We're trying to find out what's going on and how what are we gonna get into,
Yeah, and that's all like it feels nice. It's a really nice change of pace from like the last couple of like major arcs that we've had.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So the Strawhat crew are trying to get across this giant bridge. We see that the forest below them, a whole bunch of giant wolves waiting for them to fall for lunch. Zoro Luffy notices something, and Luffy says, "Can you guys feel that? Something's tingling." Sanji says he's not going. Zoro is about to say he's going, but Sanji stops him and says, "You're not going either. You're not setting foot in any forest in the entire world," which is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very fair, because we would never see Zoro again if he got caught up in that forest. Luffy remarks that it's whoever he heard roaring back inside of the Block Kingdom, and in typical Luffy fashion, he decides to jump head first into the action. Yep. He just jumps straight off the bridge down into the forest.
I think the official had this line is weird from Luffy, that it's whoever I heard roaring in the Block country or whatever, because I read this and I was like, what is this thing talking about? I just like literally an hour ago I reread the Block Kingdom art chapters, and he said nothing like that or didn't notice anything like that. So in the TCB I'm looking at it right now, he just says that like he just mentions now that back in the Block country I heard something like it, and now I know what it is. So this is the first time he's mentioning this roar, just in case the official confused anyone like it did me. And secondary, the line in TCB I like was very interesting before this, where he says, "Can you feel that? Something's tingling." In TCB he says, "You feel that? I'm getting goosebumps." That hyped me up a lot more.
Yeah.
Than the official.
Yeah.
Some flowery wording right there.
Yeah, that flowery TCB.
That should be your favorite was.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
That should be hitting sometimes. I can't lie.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's a mixed bag. And man, this man is going to be falling from a giant's point of view of a bridge. That's crazy to me. Because bridges from our point of view in real life is like already giant fall. So oh my goodness. Just thinking about it from a giant's perspective of a bridge that high, you're just going straight down.
Yeah, especially if you went straight all the way to the base, right? Like he fell a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's our rubber man Luffy, so he be all right.
I fear for the ground actually.
Yeah. He jumps down. The rest of the crew is stuck on the bridge. Usopp has been noticeably terrified for a majority of the chapter.
I would be too, though. I mean, those. I'm afraid of heights. Those giant gaps between the wooden bridge, bro. You're literally legit jumping with your whole being, dude.
Same, bro.
I can't lie. That has been. I did see that as a focal point of discussion over the past week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, you gonna bring it up? Why?
Yeah. In that, like, Usopp is like, we're really getting a lot of focus on how scared he is last few chapters, right? Like, and even in the few chapters before this, right? Like when they're, Luffy literally scolds him for not beating the cat monster in the block country. He says, Usopp, you could have taken that. And then I think I even brought up a time. I feel like that was like a line that's kind of telling about where we might be going in the arc, and even how when they're getting out of the block country, Rodo says that like the wall is impenetrable, and Usopp's like, alright, fuck it, and he shoots the wall, and only the glass breaks, and Luffy has to finish it. And I think that maybe I'm reading into it too much, but that I feel like is a little bit of like Usopp trying and like not not measuring up to the giant strength, right? And then now he's really scared. So people are like, okay, is this the arc where Usopp's gonna get, like, because he's been bumming all, like, Wano literally did not do anything, didn't have a single fight. So yeah, is Elbaf where he actually becomes a brave warrior?
I mean, I think it just makes sense that this is like Usopp's arc, right?
Yeah.
Like, just from where was that place where Doggy first fought?
Little Garden.
I'm fake. Yeah, there. Even
that shit was 900 chapters ago, bro. You're not fake, bro.
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised to see these niggas on Twitter.
There's some haters, man. There's some haters. But
yeah. But I feel like we've just kind of been alluding to that for years. So I think if there's a time to do it, it is now.
Yep.
Yeah, I like how it's pointing out this kind of stuff, because Usopp's really gonna have to like confront these things and like be like, okay, I can either be a bitch and hide behind Luffy, or I can man up and do what I gotta do.
Hell yeah.
Because Loki, this nigga been the same character for like 600 episodes. I'm kind of need something different.
I think it'll be cool too, because if he does become this, whatever a brave warrior to see is to him here in this arc, that means I think that would mean Usopp will be the very first Straw Hat to achieve his dream.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah, that would really make it feel like the final saga.
Like,
yeah, actually.
Usopp lies to everybody. He needs to learn how to lie to himself and tell himself he's brave even when he's scared.
That's what he did when he was by himself. It's like he started off strong at the beginning of the post time skip, and then just reverted back every arc. What I mean? It's crazy.
I think it's because the challenges keep getting bigger. Like, the thing is that like Arlong, like I was so proud of Usopp at the beginning, because even though I knew he was a coward or whatever, he really stepped up at the beginning of post time skip, because he defeated a new fishman pirate, which by all accounts, every single one of them were stronger than the Arlong pirates at East Blue, and they were on steroids. So I'm like, that's a buff to Usopp. Like, Usopp got strong, but I think just the challenges became too much. So he seems like he's just back to like old Usopp.
And I think, sorry, D3, were you gonna say something?
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, I think my perspective story-wise is just Usopp realized that he can just kind of hide behind the stronger people again.
Yeah.
Like, he felt like
he's not on his own. Yeah, that makes sense.
Those 2 years.
Yeah.
He was like, I got to do it now. But now that Luffy's back, Zoro, Sanji, you got Jinbei now. He's like, oh, I don't really have to be strong anymore. I can just kind of be myself, and I'm just here. And I think this is where the arc's gonna be like, nah, he really wants to like pop out.
Where he needs to be like, no, I need to be strong for them, like, because they get in some type of bind or some shit like that.
And that exact line of thought was what gave him the best moment against Rosa, right? Like, where he develops observation haki, and because he literally thinks to himself, like right before he gets observation haki, he thinks, I don't care if Luffy doesn't know that I'm the one who helped him. I just want to help him.
Exactly.
And that's fucking beautiful, right? So I think that, like, Mister, I think you're spot on, D3, I think you're spitting. I think one thing I'm really interested in seeing about the Brave Warrior of the Sea aspect is that I wonder if Usopp will kind of change what, like, in his head, I wonder if he'll have any sort of reconciliation of what being a brave warrior means.
Yes.
Like, I wonder if he thinks he has. I wonder if he might have the wrong idea about it. And I wonder if it'll be confronted or challenged with that in this arc. That's something I'm very interested in seeing.
So
I could go for a while on this note alone, but
absolutely.
Real quick before we continue, I will say, like, because Usopp's idea is like being the shiny hero, like getting all the accolades, right? I think what he finally realized when he is the brave warrior C is he's the unsung hero. He's the one making the moves in the dark that not everyone needs to know, but he's making them to help everyone get to whatever to Luffy get to the step that he needs to.
Yes, sir.
So
on the opposite note of that, I think that Usopp thinks that being a brave warrior of the sea is being fearless, like not being scared of anything. And I think it'll help Usopp be braver if he realizes, like, I can still be strong and still be scared.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Like the fear is part of you. You're not gonna beat that, but it's getting past it is what's gonna make you. Yeah, absolutely. You're spitting, bro.
Well, I think. See, the thing is that I think personally Usopp does already. This is my personal take, but I think he does already understand that, because literally in every Usopp bout or every Usopp like challenge or moment, it's literally that. It's literally him being afraid and overcoming that fear to step up and to do things. And that is literally the definition of bravery, is overcoming your fears in that moment to step up. It's not like destroying fear altogether. And I think, and because he's been through that so many times, I think he does kind of understand that, which is why I think being a brave warrior of the sea means kind of something else, something eternal to what Usopp has been dealing with. And part of that, I feel like, is going to come from A, Elbaf, and B, stories that he's probably going to hear about from Usopp, his own father, and stuff like that. And then C, his own development of his potential hidden powers or new skill sets he'll learn here. So we'll see what that entails later. But I'm very excited for it, just like you said, why Huss?
Yeah, gonna be like Elbaf is definitely, if any Straw Hat gets a big focus here, it's gotta be Usopp.
Yeah, for sure. And
I think Oda is kind of calling it out. He's really afraid right now. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, we gotta see where Usopp's development takes him. Let's keep it pushing. Back on the Giants pirate ship, we get word from the newspaper. Actually, they get a newspaper dropped off, where we see that the giant pirates, Dory and Bragi, have made headlines. The paper says that Luffy attacked Egghead along with the Giants pirates, and Dory and Bragi have received bounties of 1.8 billion each. Jesus Louises.
Bro, they jumped big time, bro.
Yeah, I think they're in the top 20, 30 all time now, I'm pretty sure. I remember seeing a post like that on Twitter somewhere.
Probably quite easily, maybe
it might have been 10.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one, but I remember seeing them on the top list. Like, they're up there now. 1.8 billion is crazy. So we see their bounty increase. They're shocked by it. Robin explains she explains inflation, which I thought was kind of funny. And then we find out that Luffy has been painted responsible as the culprit who murdered Vegapunk. We
probably predictable, I think.
Yeah, very predictable.
Yeah, we saw this coming for sure. We see a picture of Luffy where they talk about how these pictures are taken for the newspaper, and then Robin notices that he has a mark on his arm, an X mark, which is all but the most familiar thing in the world to anybody who has read enough of One Piece, watched enough of One Piece.
Before Robin clarifies, I have to say, Oda broke my ankle so hard here.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I'm gonna be honest with you.
At first, I thought I knew exactly what was going on. Because you remember my theory was that Oda chose to use the X in Alabasta as like a precursor for the D initial being the mark of Joy Boy's allies and maybe even his crewmates, right? And I was saying that Vivi, it got the X just like Nefertari D Vivi wasn't a D before she met Joy Boy. that was my big theory, and I had the video on the YouTube and all that. So I was like, oh my god, Luffy gets it when he's in Gear 5. But I was like, oh, to finally, I was embarrassing myself in my VC with my friends, calling myself Vegapunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so at first I was confused, just like everyone else was, and then Robin explains a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, she just says that his hand is blurred, but the mark is crystal clear. And I guess Robin also says that it's familiar to her, which is also a little bit of a clue in and of itself.
Yeah, did you read any of the posts anyone dropped in the Twitter chat, Callie? Because someone had like what I think. So if we're still confused, I think I know exactly what's going on. And the clue is what Robin says about the picture being blurry, but the X being clear. And as a thumbnail editor, I know what that looks like, right? When you impose something on, you know, a blurry picture, you know, like you can't change the quality. So I'm like, yo, the X was placed there by someone. And who's at the World Economic Journal with Morgans? Vivi. So Vivi, in a message to the Straw Hats, changed Luffy's image to say something to them. And that only they would know about. And what that something is up for debate. But definitely this is Vivi's doing as a message to the Straw Hats.
I thought
but of course.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kelly. No, go ahead, Kelly.
I thought the message was kind of clear. Just
that she's with the World Economic Journal?
That she's just safe in general, because they were worried about her, but at the beginning of Egghead, you know, when they first got the newspaper, they were ready to do a search and rescue to see where she was at.
I think I was gonna say, I think it's definitely clear that Vivi is behind this, but because when I read this, I'm like, oh, Oda is a genius, because because the people that see the message, none of them were there at Alabasta when Luffy and the other the 5 did this. So
that was a dope. That was a dope. That was definitely a dope story choice by Oda there.
And the only one that would know would be Robin, because she was there when it happened,
which is
but she
why
had no idea what it's about.
That's why she says it seems familiar to me, because she is the only one that might have some sort of an idea.
I feel so dumb, because I looked at the X and I was like, oh, they're gonna talk about it later. And
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was bugging. I was like, wait, when the heck did Luffy get a tattoo when he went Gear 5? I was bugging out.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. My original theory was off the walls. I'm not gonna lie. I thought.
Let's hear it.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that this was like that there was a clone involved somewhere. Like this was a clone Luffy, and like the real Luffy isn't even with us right now. I was on some shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh man, not his clone piece, guy. Everyone bugging, bro.
Clone piece, man.
My goodness.
Clone Wars, man.
That's crazy. No, but then when Wahaz mentioned the fact that Oda says, like, you see like the picture is fuzzy, but that X is clear, that like he's right. Someone put that there, so is Vivi trying to get a message to the Straw Hats. We don't know exactly what safety, but also maybe she's trying to change the narrative or like fight for them on that end. I don't know.
Yeah, but does she want to meet them? Like, I think like there might be a little bit more. But I think you're right. The main message is definitely like, I'm still alive.
It's funny because when I saw this at the very first, I was like, I knew this was Vivi related, but then I thought to myself, wait a minute, you telling me Luffy never got rid of that mark this whole time?
No dirty boy, bro. He's dirty, bro.
Take a shower, dog.
Would that honestly surprise you if Luffy has not showered in 2 years?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That would
because we know that I think Oda literally uses SBS where someone asked, dude. So we know that there's like we literally know there's shower patterns or some shit like that.
No, that was for their sleep patterns, wasn't it? I know exactly what SBS you're talking about, unless there was a different one.
No, I think there's one that.
No, there was another one that says how often do they bathe. I think it was Luffy was once a week or some shit like that. I do remember that.
Some disgusting shit like that.
I do remember that. I remember that.
It kind of reminds me how like there's obviously a lot going on during this One Piece break, and one of them is that apparently Oda's gonna answer like 10 questions about the stories. And I said to post about like how some Japanese fans are gonna ask about Nami's panties for all 10 questions. I was like, that's the kind of shit that SBS that they be talking about in there, man. It's not wrong,
no, I'm not saying they're right.
So we can use 5 questions. And then Oh shit.
Yeah, but the X was really cool. Definitely a very cool thing that Oda threw in there. Again, like Ma said, I like how he threw this in with the crew that was not there. Majority wasn't there for Alabasta, so it couldn't be explicitly told to us. But Twitter always holds us down. I didn't realize it when you said it, Wireless, but I did see the tweet after the fact. Yeah. Definitely dope stuff.
Another tweet that I saw, shout out to Randy Troy, tweeted that how he showed a picture of the time skip when Luffy was on the news ringing the bell or whatever, and he had the 3D2Y tattoo. Mm-hmm. Vivi was one of the people trying to decode it. Actually, there's like a picture of her, a panel of her reading the newspaper, like, can it be this? Can it be that? So Vivi actually is kind of like reversing it here, because she knew that that's part of how they communicate. So that was really cool.
That's funny that you said that, because that's kind of what happens with in the fan letter. So it's kind of cool that it came out all this week. Yeah, for real.
Dope stuff. We get they're just talking about that for the most part. I don't know which one's Dory or which one's Bragi.
I think that's Dory.
Dory.
That's Dory.
Dory just says how it's amazing that Strawhat is considered equals with red hair.
So I think that's the top, right? That would make him the top emperor. That would make him equal to the top emperor? Because I think
it just means emperor in general.
Emperor, yeah, I don't think he knew that Luffy was emperor prior to. That's what I'm assuming based off the context of how he's saying it.
Well, I think he knew. I think we know that he knew, but I think he's remarking again now.
No, I think I took it as because of the events that just happened. Now his bounty, now the Navy see him more as like equal with red hair, because I mean Egghead did just happen, like because they came in knowing that he's an like Emperor Luffy, right? Because they were calling him that.
Yeah, so. And they mentioned his Gear 5 bounty picture, so they only knew he was an emperor, but I think also like he's kind of differentiating himself more from the those 3 billion bounty posers, Law and Kid.
Yeah, because his stuff's higher than theirs now, because we haven't even seen it. We don't even know how much it is.
I don't think we know if the Strawhats have got new bounties, if that's what you're implying.
I mean, you would think so, no? Because Dory and
I think they would show it here.
No, it's implied, but it's not stated directly.
Yeah, I don't think it's shown because we don't have I don't think we have all of them yet. But we did see Dory and Bragi get new bounties. So I wouldn't be to me, it makes sense that the Strawhats would also have new bounties.
I guess implied is the wrong word, because they only show Dory and Bragi's bounties. It's just, I think it's not a bad assumption to make just because. We see their bounties updated.
I definitely thought when they were looking at these bounties, I thought Luffy's and them were going to be next.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't show them makes me think, because Robin wouldn't skip them. Like, this is important to their crew too.
Yeah, but what if they wait until everybody comes together?
They like doing that together.
And then Robin tells like, "Hey, Luffy, your bounty went up," and oh, Zoro, Sanji, I think all that is possible.
I would find it hard to believe that they are painting Luffy out to be the person who murdered one of the greatest scientists in the world, and his bounty doesn't increase.
Exactly. Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, he took on, Kizaru. He took on the Gorosei. Like, he definitely.
That boy's a threat.
They now know that he has the fruit, the Gear 5 fruit. Like, I can reconfirm. You know what I mean? Like. He's Nika, so
and
like
he's the problem because he reawakened Bonnie and got a Gorosei member killed essentially. I mean, we know Emu did it, but still, regardless,
facts.
So I could definitely see a bounty. If there's no bounty increase, I get it. I'm not mad at it, but if there is, I'm not surprised.
I definitely want to mention that I agree. I thought for sure they would get new bounties after Egghead. I definitely thought they would, but this I feel like they issued bounties for Dory and Bragi for this incident in the next newspaper. I feel like it would be weird for them to do it in a separate newspaper for Luffy and them, but I agree with you. It's usually when they're together. Maybe later in the arc.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling, gun to my head, I think they got scared for Egghead.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't get it. If they don't get an increase, I'm not mad at it, or I'm not surprised, honestly, because this didn't feel like that bounty increase moment, because usually, you know, the bounty
when they all do
increases.
something.
Yeah, when they all do something, it's like one-on-ones and stuff, explicit one-on-ones and stuff like that. Usually that's when it happens. But you know, we'll see. Could be a small increase too. It might not be a huge one, but we'll see.
All right. Okay, let's keep it going. We the giant pirates are talking about Hadrudin again. How do you say this guy's name again?
Hadrudin, I think.
Hadrudin.
Hadrudin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're talking about Hadrudin, whatever. Hodge. Talking about Hodge, and about how he is now a follower of the Straw Hats. And then they just casually drop that he's the son of the king of Elbaf.
Which was
crazy, bro.
In the most
like, just so casually just drop that shit, bro.
Absolutely insane. Even Frankie remarks like, "What? He was like."
You know what's crazy is that, bro, Oda is nuts, man. When he's talking about when Hadrian was in the Colosseum, he was saying that I'm gonna get the Mera no Mi, and then I'm gonna become king of the giants.
Yeah, he did. He did say
you
that.
read as like he's just saying that shit. Like he's supposed to be the king of warriors, you know. But nah, he meant that shit. Especially with the getting
he was actually the prince, yeah.
Especially with what they talk about Dofus in the next page. So yeah. He meant that, and I think it was a clear foreshadow. But yeah, no one's reading that and thinking that. So yeah, this is insane. I was blown away.
Yeah, definitely a really dope reveal. They said that they also wanted to come, but there was some trouble in Elbaf, so only a couple of people could be spared for the Egghead mission. And then they get into what actually happened. While the captains were away, that the king had another child known as the Accursed Prince, and he committed all manner of evil acts and was sentenced to crucifixion, but he escaped his punishment. And it took all of the warriors in Elbaf to get him under control.
Insane.
Yeah, so this guy is insane. Jinbei, being the know-it-all that he is, says his name, or says his name wouldn't happen to be, and someone confirms it, saying that this person has a few screws loose, that his desperate desire for a legendary devil fruit passed down through the Elbaf royal line led him to kill his father, King Harold, and eat the fruit. And then the next time that Loki, the Accursed Prince, is unleashed, the world will be brought to ruin, and that he is the shame of Elbaf.
Oof.
And then I believe the next panel is one of the sickest spreads I have seen in a long time. We get Luffy walking up to this giant, chained, blindfolded. Design looks absolutely sick though.
It's so cool.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
The first thing I looked at when I saw him was he looked like what was that hypnotist nigga?
Django.
He looked like he has the same beard and the exact same style of hair.
He has the same mouth too. I can see that a little bit. Yeah.
His demeanor remind me of Doflamingo though.
That too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter
definitely.
a lot. I don't see it, but I saw that on Twitter a lot. I don't really see it like that, but
what?
The Daffy comparisons, I
think
don't
it's just
really
that
see it.
I think it's just because they both had their
Because he got his tongue out. Like what?
Yeah.
Like how many characters? Like I don't.
It's not just that he's like this. I could see Dolphy looking just like this.
I mean, this kind of scenario is literally is how we've seen Dolphy last like 200 chapters.
Yeah, I'm about to say like literally he comes off as like, and you know the way he was also introduced, like that intro from the giant that, you know, gave him that lore dump about him
killing
being
his dad.
Yeah, killing his dad, just like Dolphy. You know, he's a maniac, all this other stuff, like, and just seeing this panel, I'm getting like Dolphy vibes all over. Like,
that's fair.
Definitely
that's fair.
unhinged. Definitely unhinged.
Loki says, "Name yourself," to Luffy, who says, "I'm Luffy, the man who will be king of the pirates." He asks, Loki remarks on the word king specifically in that phrase, And then Luffy asks, "Where am I and who are you?" And this is when we get the second amazing spread of the chapter. This is Warland, Elbaf's kingdom of warriors, the most powerful nation in the world, which once lived and breathed warfare. And I am the sun god who brings the world to an end, Loki.
One Piece.
And
Yeah.
dude, as
Do
he
you
says
see
that,
that spread?
it shakes the whole island, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, we get a little
crazy.
remark from the Straw Hat still on the bridge saying that everything is shaking.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely nuts. We get the full spread. We are finally 100% confirmed in Elbaf, and it looks absolutely stunning.
Fire, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
I get why it took 1100 chapters.
Bro, I can't
100%.
the design of this. You see that big ass sword?
Yeah.
Bro, who's wielding that, bro?
Sword is that? Like that, you know, like that's huge. And then the fact that like the castle that we're at is like the tiny like lighthouse of Elbaf. You know what I mean? Like it's really like the stepping stone to get into Elbaf, which
Yeah,
is
you
crazy.
can actually still you can see it. Yeah, the castle in comparison to the rest of the island is absolutely nuts. The scale of this island is crazy.
Yeah, you got to think about how massive this is, because this is like, oh my goodness, like the giants, like the castle, and is compared it to like the giants and stuff. Like that means this place is even bigger than you can even think of. Like, it's, oh my goodness.
And this guy is ridiculous, so ridiculous that they tied him to the tree itself to use your cell, and he's literally shaking it just by talking. Like
this nigga is a demon.
Like, this guy is ridiculous, bro. So I want to ask you guys: so is the devil fruit, the royal devil fruit, the Loki fruit, or is his name Loki?
What is the Loki fruit?
Like, because they're saying, you know, how he ate the legendary devil fruit, and I'm just wondering if the devil fruit was the Loki fruit, you know, so like so that he thinks that he's a god type of shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean like actual Loki, like the mythological figure?
Yeah, just like how we have Nika as one.
No. They called him because I think we know when Big Mom was at the Elbaf, they called him Loki when he was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also don't think
Oda.
I don't think Oda has ever been 100% on the nose.
Well, we got
those mythological figures, like on
the nose. Sengoku, no?
Sengoku
Buddha?
was Buddha.
Well, I think that's like, oh god, no, I'm bugging. Actually, Buddha is like the central figure.
Yeah.
Sengoku is an actual. I didn't know Sengoku was an actual figure.
Yeah, it's like the Buddha fruit.
Yeah,
okay,
the Buddha
I stand
fruit.
corrected then. Never mind, I stand correct.
And then
hold on. To be fair, though,
Yamato has the Amaterasu, which is is a legendary.
That is super central to Japanese Buddhism. Yeah.
Okay, no, I stand corrected.
I mean,
or Shintoism, I think it's called actually.
I mean, yeah.
But still, we know that like Loki is named Loki.
Yeah, I mean the fruit could still be called Loki, and then he's like, "I want my namesake" type of shit. You know what I mean? Like that.
That'd be a little confusing.
but it's just something that came up in my mind.
My name is Loki, and I ate the
Loki fruit. No, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I'd be tight. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's really interesting that
model type trickster.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nah, facts. I think there's a lot of interesting things about the fact like the Giants. We just learned so much about like their royal system and all that stuff. Yeah. Like the fact that like Loki is also a prince.
So Loki is
the fact that Hydra is also a prince. What I meant.
Loki is Hydrogen's younger brother.
Yeah, but for some reason I assumed that Loki was the central prince of Elbaf or whatever.
Yes, that's how it was. Well, we didn't know that. We didn't know about Hydrogen's.
Yeah, and they referred to Loki as the Prince of Elbaf, not a Prince of Elbaf.
Yeah, and then they referred to Hydrogen as the son of a king. They don't even necessarily mention him as a prince. Well,
that's true. Actually,
the son of a king is
prince, right?
The son of the king is a prince, but they don't use the term prince specifically with him.
Yeah, they just call him Hydrogen,
as they do with Loki.
I think
Hydrogen might have like denounced it from himself. He's just like, don't call me a prince.
Well, I mean, if he
but these people don't call Loki the prince either. Only in this panel in the bottom left where they call it, they say this. He's first off, he just says him by name. The next time that Loki, and then he says the accursed prince, which is his title, that he's known by now. And I think the accursed is a big part of that.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, you think about from like Norse mythology, or even like technically Thor is a prince, Loki's a prince, but I don't think they refer to them. I mean, sometimes they use prince in like formal standing or whatever, but I think a lot of times they're just referred to by name. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case here, especially.
I was just gonna say that Gerd and them also refer to Loki as Loki. So you're spitting. They just call them by names.
I was just thinking that, like, you know, especially this is a warrior-based island, right? So I'm assuming that title's only good you so far. So it don't really mean much to say like, oh look, it's the prince. Bow down. Kind of, it's not like Fishman Island where like the three princes were like, oh, it's the prince. It's the prince. It's the prince. Like it's it's kind of like. I imagine this is the island based off of merit and warrior accomplishments, just like actual Asgard with Thor. Even in the Marvel movies, he was all about accomplishments and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that's my 2 cents there.
I find it interesting. My bad, Callie.
No, you want to go? You can go ahead.
I was just gonna say I find it interesting that I feel like we didn't know at all that there like King Harold existed. Like I guess he had to have existed if there was princes, but before we only knew the 2 elders, one of them that Big Mom killed, right, and the other who we get confirmation is still alive, which I thought was kind of neat. But yeah, no, it's nuts. I think Harold is also like a prince of like England or like a king of like Denmark or something like that, right, with where real Vikings were or something like that. So cool historical name right there.
Well, another cool thing, because now that we know that Hydrogen is Prince, right, and related to Loki, Hydrogen's attack was Gungnir, which is also the spear wielded by Odin. So like just a
I
little.
do remember that. I remember seeing that on Twitter. Definitely dope stuff. Definitely dope stuff.
Yeah. Cool. I will say about Hydrogen, that motherfucker's such a scrub.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got to step up, bro. That's just where his story comes in.
Yeah, facts.
He was the one holding up Usopp, right? So I can see him and Usopp teaming up in this, like, really coming out on top.
That would be sick. That would definitely be sick.
You're cooking.
I also feel like Hydrogen. I'm not sure. No, you know what? I lied. I was gonna say I don't know where his goals align, but we just talked about how he said he wants to be the king of the giants.
Now we have more context to that.
I don't know how he would feel. I don't know how. Well, I guess I don't know necessarily how they feel with him wanting to be king of the giants and being a follower of a pirate crew at the same time. Something to think about.
I think that's why like Roto has issues, right, with what Hydrogen did by following Luffy, like just the fact that
oh, you're right, because he did mention that he did mention that when he picked him up.
Actually, it reminds me that I think last chapter maybe I was saying how like I think I said verbatim that I think it's interesting that Roto is using this whole I'm the sun god thing, and I thought that was going to be Loki. I mean, I literally thought Roto was Loki actually before it was revealed who he was.
Too. Yeah.
So I thought, okay, Oda's not gonna use the sun god thing for him, but he is using the sun god thing for him. That was something I thought when I read the chapter. But now that you guys bring up the static that Roto has with Hydrogen, it might lead Roto and Loki to kind of being on the same page a little bit. Maybe throughout the arc, they might have some sort of allyship. But also, I think the whole sun god thing is going to come into play about, who's the real sun god, which is definitely not Roto. I can tell you that much.
It's not either of them, because we know who the sun god is. They literally
no question. I would never commit heresy, in the Strawhats. but yeah, no, you know what I mean, in the sense that like right. I think they'll have beef because they both believe that there's a sun god. But I think also at the same time, it's both fuck Hydrogen for both of them. So that might be a common the enemy of my enemy type thing. And also just the fact that what is with impersonating the sun god here?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we definitely get a lot. We get some good sun god lore this arc for sure. We definitely get some good lore on the sun god and what he means.
I got a question.
Talk to us, bro.
Have we ever had anybody that has had a devil fruit that has mimicked other people's devil fruits?
Mimicked other people's devil fruits?
That's broken. What the fuck? Holy shit!
Oh, in the sense of like
like mimic what they can do. Like
I think Bonnie is the only one, right?
Yeah, I guess Bonnie, right? Yeah.
That's been my theory on what Loki's fruit is. It would kind of go into play with like Loki as a character too, if he could like mimic other people's fruits.
I know one of the common themes is just shape shifting in general, because that was one of the main powers that the regular Loki god had, was the shape shift.
Yeah.
And I know
but I feel like
this
we've seen that so many times.
It's always
we've only seen
we have seen it actually. We've seen it in Alabasta and then in Wano, right?
Alabasta was the clone fruit, right? And that was only face, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it had to be body. Remember, he took the top off for Nami.
Oh yeah,
Cloud, man.
Clay, my goodness.
So I guess I guess it can't necessarily be that fruit then, right?
And we also have the nine-tailed fox fruit too, which.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely. You're right. Yeah, I'll throw that idea out the window for sure.
My two big guesses are mimicking devil fruit. Well, I guess I have three technically. Mimicking devil fruit or mimicking hockey are like my big two. And then the third one I would have
that mimics hockey.
You lost me there. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm reaching on that one. I'm reaching on that one.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of would be interesting.
It would be interesting, but I don't know how it would work. I don't know how it would work. The third one, I could feel like it would be something similar to like. I think, and this is the one that I feel like has the most reason, is the why his eyes are closed. Like people that could look at him, he could trap them in. Like I'm sure we've all seen Naruto, some kind of like genjutsu almost, like make them think what they're seeing in his eyes are like actually reality.
That actually is the best reason I've heard for why his eyes are.
That's why
Yeah.
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
one.
I like
that's
that
a good one. Because his eyes have to be bandaged for a reason. He didn't do that himself.
When I read the chapter, my boy was saying something about how it might be some sort of like, I think he talked about how in Viking history that's like a meaning of something, like it's come up before.
So what it is they give up their eye for infinite knowledge and shit like that. So like that's what Odin did. That's why you see Odin lost one eye. So it's possible.
So maybe the fruit takes your vision in exchange for
knowledge
or
foresight.
Well, yeah, I guess it would depend on the fruit, right? But that could be a possibility. The fruit took his eyesight in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It would be crazy if there was a fruit that had a secondary fucking punishment.
Well, we've seen fruits like that had unwarranted side effects.
Other than smile fruits?
I mean, Blackbeard's a good example.
Oh, Blackbeard is an example.
Like,
Blackbeard has like 3,000 effects though. He can, not only does he attract things, he also cancels devil fruits.
Yeah, but I mean, he takes more damage. From
he takes more damage. Yeah.
So, like there are drawbacks to it, and that's like why I'm saying like it could make sense here.
Also, on top of that, I mean, what does eyes mean in this series? I mean, with Fujitora and stuff, you got observation Naki that's like great. Yeah, then what's eyes to you?
Like Odin was still all seeing anyway, even without an eye loss. You know what I mean? So
another theory that also brings me into the next topic that I want to talk about. It's with Loki specifically. So I'm reading it right now because I was just looking into it as we were talking. Apparently the original Loki was imprisoned for his role in the death of the god Balder. And him killing Balder is one of the main catalysts for Ragnarok, which is the end of the world.
Which he has to bring.
During this imprisonment, his eyes were burned by snake venom. The Norse god Loki.
Oh, Harold Balder. Okay.
Yeah, so that may be a reference to the original, which is why his eyes are bandaged. But that's a little. I don't know how close that is to the theory.
I mean, it gives you a good idea though, because like you said, we know he killed the king, right? So that's like Balder, in a way or whatever, and then they punish him by doing whatever to his eyes. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's definitely possible.
I'm definitely curious to see how Oda weaves it all together. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I wanted to talk about. Is we hear that they're talking about if Loki is unleashed, the world will be brought to ruin. Obvious parallels to actual Ragnarok. What?
So, go ahead. Keep going, guys.
I was gonna ask what you guys think about it. You want to go ahead?
Oh, I was gonna say it made me think of something that we were warned about before, right? When I forgot the snake lady from the fortune teller, when she told that
Arlong's
Luffy.
sister?
Oh, Fishman and Fish from
The
Fishman.
Fishman Island.
Fishman,
Yeah,
yeah. You know
right.
how
Charlie or something?
yeah, how she said that Luffy would bring the ruin of Fishman Island, right? Like the destruction or whatever. What if just him unleashing Loki right now is like we're saying it starts Ragnarok, and that was like the premonition, like just by
Wait.
him doing this.
Wait, you gave me a good idea. Remember, doesn't this tree in Elbaf have significance to
Yeah.
Fishman Island because it brings sunlight or something, right?
The theory is that actually no, it's not the theory. We know that
they
the Adam
talk
tree is
about
on Elbaf.
Yeah.
And the opposite tree, Eve, is the one
Yeah.
that brings so it's connected in that way, yeah.
Yeah,
we
so
don't, we
like,
don't know which this tree that we're seeing at the end is not necessarily Adam or Eve, right? As far as we know.
I promise to God it's Adam, but I don't think it might not be confirmed.
Yo, you sounded very sure about that, bro.
No, I could not be more sure, brother.
I'm kind of with Wahus too. I'm sure that's.
But it's not confirmed. I searched it up. It's not confirmed, but this is definitely the Adam tree. And because actually, looking at it, I'm glad we have the panel in front of us. There was if you look at there's for example, when Kid pulls up to Elbaf, or when Big Mom gets left on Elbaf, there's these things on the horizon of the coast, and those pillars that we see here in the panel right here, those are what they were seeing, but we're seeing it very faintly in the background now. In those chapters, now it gets to them very clearly. In those chapters, they have a very similar lining to the roots of the Sun Tree Eve that was giving Fishman Island its light. So these two trees are definitely connected, which makes me think this has to be the Adam tree.
I agree.
So happy we have you. My goodness.
I appreciate that, gang. But
yeah.
those two trees are definitely connected. And again, these are probably where they got the wood for the Strawhats, for the Sunny and the Rogers ship, right? The Oro Jackson as well.
Yeah.
Well, I thought not this particular tree, right? Some other Adam tree.
I'm assuming there's only two.
There's only
like Adam and Eve.
One other, yeah. I assume they would all be from Elbaf. What?
Yeah. I'm assuming this is the Adam tree. That's probably why it's so hard to get.
True.
What if Adam and Eve what if the bottom one's Adam and the top one's Eve?
No, this is one tree, dog.
It's
The
one
Eve
tree,
one is
okay.
on. The Eve one is on the red line.
Okay, never mind. Pardon.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Fishman is under Mary Joa.
Yes. So people think that the tree itself is probably in Marijois, and maybe that's part of the room that Emu's always in with the butterflies and stuff. That might be why there's foliage and stuff like that.
You see a lot of sunlight there too. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that's a solid point. Holy shit.
when Mary's Wall falls, it's gonna fall on the Fishman Island and cause destruction on Fishman Island. Is what you're saying?
Yep.
And then that's gonna fulfill her theory.
Stay woke. Stay woke. One theory solved.
I mean,
it's something that I was thinking, especially because it being the Adam Eve, like the Adam tree. If Elbaf gets flipped over, bro, literally, shit's definitely gonna start popping off from here on out.
And we got Vegapunk here too, so I'm interested in seeing, because theoretically, right, wasn't a strong One Piece theory for the longest time was that devil fruits originated from the Adam tree?
Yeah, like one of these trees.
Yeah,
because that's how Doflamingo. Let's say it's the Eve trees, and that's how Doflamingo would have got the Marinami to trap Straw Hat Luffy. I don't know why I said his full title there, but you know. Mugiwara, but this chapter has a lot of big lore implications, and I think Loki and the Sun God stuff is very interesting because obviously we know that there's so much Sun God, mythology in Elbaf. Right. I wonder what this whole ruining the world thing is, Callie. You're right. I think it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, I definitely brought interest to me. Just the parallels between it and Ragnarok and the whole Norse mythology theme that Oda's going for here. Yeah. I really want more information on Loki more than anything because we've known about him for a while. We've had a couple theories on him, but like seeing him in person, he looks a hell of a lot different than the silhouette we saw however long ago.
It kills me that One Piece fans are still surprised by that.
Yeah.
Big Mom looks nothing like it, bro. Like hers in Water 7 compared to when we saw her on Fishman Island. Like it was night and day.
Yeah,
Hokkaido might have been.
Yeah, Oda's used to doing shit like that though. He'll draw silhouettes for characters and they will look absolutely nothing like the silhouette when we actually see them.
Yeah. For Loki, the idea of his fruit, I just wanted to say that because we view his ability as probably something that's going to be tricksterish. But if you think about what the fruit is, it's the fruit of the royal line of giants, that the kingdom of warring giants, right? Elbaf. So I don't think I wonder. I would actually be kind of surprised if the devil fruit itself is something trickery based.
True, because
it's supposed to be for honorable.
Exactly. Battle.
Well,
maybe.
I feel like if that is the case, that's what would make him the perfect adversary for Usopp, because Usopp is always known for lying, right? Mm-hmm. So like he's able to see through those lies and like come through at the end. I don't know, just like it makes sense. It's all starting to like kind of make sense, you know, like where Oda's trying to go.
But it would be cool if that legendary power is like not as legendary as it seems. Like it's actually really scrub like, but the Kings of Giants just make it seem strong. And then maybe that could be something about Usopp, like understanding that strength is it's how you use it and not what it is. Maybe
I like that a lot. Actually, that's a really good
Don't give me that credit. That was basically what Mr. was trying to say.
We thought of it just now. We just birthed it, bro.
Nice.
I think it will be an interesting flip on his head, right? If like building off your point, Mister. I mean, that ability could be something like, okay, since original Loki is the king of deception or the god of deception, his ability is seeing through deception.
Yeah.
So it'd be funny if he like had that ability and he met Usopp and he just sees through everything he says, like just everything.
Yo, that would be actually so sick, only because it would make sense as to why he held on to Luffy saying king of the pirates, because he knew there was no I guess it wouldn't be deception. Alright, never mind. I wasn't cooking. My fault.
But in the sense that like he really believed is what you meant.
Yeah, like that's what I was trying to say, is that he really believes what he's saying, and he sees no
there's
deception
no like
in
bluster.
Luffy's word. Yeah, no bluster or anything, which is why he remarks on it.
He was cooking, bro.
A little bit. You finished. Yo, why is holding down with the assist today, man?
He is, bro. Yo, he's just setting up the lobs and he's dunking it, bro. Just. I want to ask you guys, because just the feeling that I had when Luffy walking up to Loki, did it remind you guys of another moment with Luffy and anyone else?
I feel like you're referencing a specific moment here.
Yeah. So definitely him meeting Zoro for the first time, tied up, right? When we first saw, like, as the first crewmate. So part of me was like, what if this is the final one? Like we started. You know, we start and then we end this way.
Now this is
Straw Hat crew.
It was just an idea.
No, but this has been a theory that's been going around for the past week, is that Loki will be the 10th last crewmate of the Straw Hats.
Bruh, there is no way he is fitting on that ship.
Hear me out.
But if he got the trickster power, he could go in and, you know, shapeshift himself, small or big.
If we think this is the Jewel Atom tree, you know, what better place to make a ship than with, you know, Jewel Atom?
So we're gonna get a giant.
We get a giant
Sunny just for this dude? Nah, that makes it seem like it's his crew then. Nah, I'm not with that. Nah.
You know what's crazy is that the YouTube live title is New Straw Hat Loki, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, Callie's a funny guy, but it's really a theory. I'm really surprised.
That's why I made it the title, because I've seen that as a talking point all week.
I thought you were just messing around, like you know, you do sometimes.
Bruh, are you not serious? There is no way this dude is going to. I don't know his backstory. They can make him super Straw Hat like. There's no way.
He killed his dad for.
But what if he's misunderstood? What if that's not actually what happened? And then like it's a whole thing, bro. Like,
that's what One Piece been on for.
Semantically, there is no way. Like he is too big.
All right, man. Let's say that his devil fruit, in some way, shape, or form, allows him to fit on the ship, whether it's shape-shifting or shrinking himself or whatever the case may be. Let's say his devil fruit allows him to fit on the ship.
Okay, then I'm fine with it.
Okay, so it's literally just the size, the only issue you have with it.
Yes,
I don't care that he killed his dad,
absolutely.
bro.
But if he killed it, but no, if he killed his dad for real, nah.
No, that's different. Yeah. No,
That
I
is
mean,
different. Luffy would not have him on the ship if he was actually a malicious, evil person.
Yeah. It's just,
but but here's the thing though, the fact that they told that story, right? Like you hearing that perspective of a story from another part of the crew, and then you have Luffy just confronting that mythical lore of a person such as Loki, and we know how Luffy is, right? We know that if Luffy's confronting someone and he likes them, then they're probably not bad for real.
Exactly.
I haven't seen Luffy be wrong yet, but
exactly, and I have a feeling, I don't know, just like how he looks, like his expression, he looks like, I don't know, like the first time, like, you know, hey, I'm gonna ask you to join me because you look cool. You know, like,
I didn't notice it until you said it, but I guess Luffy's demeanor is like this with everybody, but I do kind of see it. Maybe not Zoro necessarily, but I guess because he's tied up. But the demeanor that Luffy's giving right now is definitely more so of a future ally at the very least, than opposed to
more, definitely. Yeah, that's where I was getting at.
And we know that Luffy is good at reading people, sensing people, seeing how people are. You know what I mean?
That's a big fact.
So I don't think Luffy would approach as friendly.
But what if that's the twist? That's the twist, right? Like Luffy is enchanted by this dude, and that's where Usopp comes in, and he's like, "I see the lies," you know, like type of shit.
I feel like the twist more so would be this guy looking like the most evil person on the planet, come to find out.
I know.
That, you know what I mean? Come to find out that
he's a gentle.
He did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be the actual twist. Because looking at it first glance, this guy looks like an absolute deviant.
Dude, he looks so cool, bro.
Nah,
one of the coolest designs. One of the coolest designs.
Yeah, this is one of the sickest villain intros that we've seen in One Piece. 100%.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask y'all: Is he? Do y'all feel like he's a villain? Because it's really hard for me to call it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no. I think there's a lot more than the Mista to this entire story and what's going on here.
I think it kind of depends what you mean by villain. I think Elbaf is I think there's just too much that has to happen in a short period of time, in terms of there's only so much time until until the One Piece, right? And the end of the story. I think Elbaf is going to have a lot of. I gotta stop saying that. I feel like I'll be bringing the mood down, but I feel like Elbaf is gonna have a lot of different factions, have a huge battle of some sort of conflict. I think I wouldn't be surprised if there was 2 other Yonko crews that show up between Cross Guild, Shanks and Blackbeard.
That'd be dope.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if Elbaf was not like a three-way battle or anything like that. But my point is that I think there either might be segments of Elbaf, dealing with Loki, dealing with maybe Shanks, because also the beginning of the arc started with Shanks and Luffy's crews, having a reason to have static, right? With Bartolomeo, and like I said in Egghead, Oda was using Egghead paneling and Egghead's chapters very concisely. Things that were brought up that seemed small in the beginning of Egghead mattered very much in the end. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bartolomeo having static with Elbaf or with Luffy to start with Shanks to start Elbaf is what has Shanks and Luffy having a clash here in this arc. So I think Loki may be a villain in the sense of not a good person, probably the problem of the arc, but I think we might get bigger fish to fry before Elbaf ends.
All right, I was about to say I was about to expand on that because I was going to say maybe who is he the main antagonist of the arc is what I was mostly getting at, because when I say villain, there could be many villains in the arc, but who's the main antagonist, the parallel to Luffy, and it'd be interesting if he met his main antagonist here right now.
I think it would be awesome, just right from the get-go. The beginning of the chapter, this guy's saying he's Sun God. We all know Luffy's a Sun God. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Quick notice. Apparently people are saying that it looks like it might be a hammer on his back. I think it's really hard to tell. People are saying this panel here looks like it might. The black, it might be a hammer.
Mask on his left arm,
so people are saying that it might be Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, Yeah,
oh man. So, what if Thor's the fruit?
That's what people are saying, that it might be the Thor devil fruit.
Well, I think that that nigga has to come up, right? Like Thor in some way. That would
Has to.
be, you know.
So that could be the legendary devil fruit, which could be, as you pointed out, why Huss very like warrior-esque.
Yeah,
and,
some battle combat related.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That would be fire. That would be really, really sick.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's kind of crazy how already we're getting a lot of history and mythology laid out for us right off the bat, right? Like it's nuts. We're getting it from like the nigga name is Loki, like.
Yeah, but that's because Asgard is one of the most recognized like mythologies in
the world.
In the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus that whole thing of Oda, like apparently that Vicky the Viking show is what started his dream to like read manga or write manga or like start One Piece. So
yeah,
this is and again like of all the places in the world that we've heard about, like we never saw this place, even though we had so much business in and near it. So he's been waiting so long for this to be a big thing.
Yeah.
So he like Elbaf is gonna be fucking nuts, man.
Elbaf, yeah, I can't wait.
Also, real quick, one thing that I noticed before, I probably should have said it when we met the new giant pirates, Goldberg and Gerd.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty interesting. What Goldberg said, intruders have to be caught, of course, but Roto creates intruders all on his own. So I thought it was just interesting because remember how we were talking about living dolls in the last few episodes?
Yeah.
So maybe, because I had mentioned that like Sanji noted that the rabbit that they burned tasted like resin. So what if the people there were either caught, like giants caught, turned small because of devil fruit ability or something like that, or he created them to just like play like God in a way. And then so it was just something that caught my mind, that caught my eye during this chapter.
it would be interesting if he really had the ability to give things like animation. I thought they're kind of being a bit more literal and direct, talking about the fact that he like the crow literally brought in people from the outside to.
True.
But
True.
I thought the intruder line was super interesting too, because I'm like, it seems like the kingdom of Elbaf isn't just some place you can just walk in on, which obviously makes sense. It's Warland, right? It's a bunch of warriors, but it was interesting to see that too.
But I feel like these new giant pirates would have been like, oh snap, it's a Straw Hats, let's take because they knew hydrogen, and it seemed like they were more on on his side than Roto, because Roto
they definitely don't know who it is.
So
Actually, that's something I want to say about that, and it's kind of escaping me as I talk.
Not like this, twin.
Oh man.
Yes, okay. I looked at that's all I needed. Gerd and Goldberg and Podrigan, they were the giants, part of the giants, picking up books at Ohara. Just a random little note.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
they were really young. They were much younger then.
Yeah.
But they're also like not they're also not young at all, like in terms of like they were around because they're giants, right? They live longer. They were around when Big Mom was at Elbaf 60 something years ago. And another thing about Loki and Hydrogen is that Mr. Like you said, Hydrogen is like 20 years older, right? He's 81, I think.
81, and Loki's like 60, 61.
Yeah. I wonder if we're gonna get like the learn if it's like they they have a system just like us, if like, or like history, humanity, right? Like a lot of humanity where like the oldest son was supposed to be in line, blah blah blah. I wonder how that's gonna work out. But yeah, it's
it adds more to it, right? Because the oldest son being Thor, Hydrogen in this case, like having Odin's attack, whatever, being tricked or whatever, being forced out to become a pirate because his younger brother Loki killed his father, type of shit. So, there's definitely some parallels that Oda's showing right now. And I just can't wait to see it unfold even more.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. I think that about does it, right? Anything else you want to talk about? We got pretty crazy today.
Yeah, we did. I think that's pretty much it. I do know. Oh, I don't think we mentioned the remaster of Fishman starts this weekend. For those of you watching the anime.
Yeah, that's gonna be our weekly, whatever we can use during the anime break, because the anime was going crazy with the it was showing the Kobe stuff, but yeah, a little bit of a break.
Yeah,
a little bit. That's a long ass break, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while, man, but it's all good.
Yeah, all good.
We'll have the manga.
Sorry, one more thing. When I look at the, how you brought up like the battles because of Elbaf. I think it would be awesome to see, because the Elbaf is so big. There's so many, like we know that there's 3 layers. like we could definitely see multiple crews coming and doing a battle here. This is the war land, so it'd be cool to see like different, like them going through
different
levels.
factions potentially.
Yeah, like Luffy getting even bigger to use that sword, like or some shit like that.
Imagine, dude, that would be sick.
That sword is huge. I feel like that sword belongs to like a giant among giants.
Even
that's from Xenoblade, bro. That shit's from Xenoblade, bro.
Yo,
like that thing's ginormous.
Nah, fast.
Yeah, I mean, Kid should be potentially washed up on the shore
Kid
here.
might be somewhere around here too.
Ooh, yo, Kid could use that sword.
He could drop that bitch on someone. Yeah, that'd be like his Bankai.
Cut.
Bankai. Oh damn, not Bankai.
Bro, just
he needs something, man. Kongosaki's not enough, bro.
It's Kongosaki was weak anyway.
He's a scrub, bro. He's a poser. That's what he is.
Keep that nigga off my screen.
Oh man, Kid, we need you. We need you to make a comeback here, man. You getting slandered too much, dude.
If it's anywhere, it's here. He could be washed up on the shore somewhere over here. I mean, Elbaf is a huge place, so I mean, we'll see. Hopefully,
also, they have a lot of reasons to fuck with him.
Crawl back to Luffy, Kid. It's cool.
I'm gonna switch sides here and play devil's advocate. I'm gonna be his attorney for a little bit. They like the Giants have to fuck with Kid and Law because they defeated Big Mom, who is their literal enemy, like
that's true,
sworn enemy. So they have a reason to save him, even though Shanks defeated him. They're like, yo, you know what? Just go on your way. Or like, we're gonna save you. We know, like, because even though Shanks is fuck with you, like you did us a favor. So he has a reason to be here and still be alive.
Interesting. That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
That's all I had.
I think we're good now.
Alrighty, guys. Big love to everybody that hung out with us in the YouTube and Twitch chat today. We appreciate you guys. If you're not watching these episodes live, what are you doing? You're slacking. Make sure you guys join us normally on Sundays at 12 p.m. on twitch.tv/CaliMac or YouTube at Strawhat Sitdown. Big shout outs to everybody watching this after the fact on YouTube, on Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, etc. We appreciate you guys as well. Make sure you guys follow us on all our socials at Strawhat Sitdown on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You look for us, you will find us. Next week is our 3-year anniversary. Oh my god. Yeah, we've been doing this thing, yo. We have been doing this thing. We got some really cool surprises lined up for that, so make sure you guys tune in next Sunday for that. Follow the socials so you'll stay up to date on that. And I think that'll be it for this episode. No chapter next week, but we do got some cool stuff planned, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Until then, you guys take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut, always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's wild huss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We